Good morning. I want to come out right now as supporting Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin for president. Yes. Why? I just got through reading her record on pro-life. And as far as I'm concerned, Sarah Palin is the strongest candidate we have ever had on the issue of life. If she can stand up to the bullies who've dominated this country with pro-choice for 35 years, this woman has got presidential material in her. Because before she's done, she's going to have a fight on her hands. I've been a pro-life protester and fighter against legalized abortion ever since 1973. And believe me, I've been insulted, ignored, denigrated. I don't know how, in every way there is, I have not been respected.
And that's just from me.
Oh, well. Yeah, idiots like him who believes in a woman's right to choose. I said, what do you mean, a woman's right to choose? A woman has the right to choose before abortion because she can choose not to have sex that's going to result in a child that she doesn't think she can afford or want. If there's too high a risk, don't have sex. Anything to keep from having to run down to an abortion clinic, because that is a far worse thing to do, to take care of a pregnancy that's going to be difficult, that's going to be a financial burden in all sorts of ways, than to kill the child. Kill the child.
Now, wait a minute.
This is what we've had in this country for years and years and years of legalized abortion.
Don't you
kill the child. Now, what kind of philosophy is that? What kind of message are we sending to our children?
I'm not having sex, and
you are irrelevant, practically, to this issue. Sarah Palin has had 5 young children. She has also had a Down syndrome baby.
Really,
and what we've got now...
Not having sex with women. I don't have sex with women.
Shh, be quiet. You're not being relevant. Down syndrome baby she had. And the idea is, when you have a Down syndrome baby, people around you are going to be going, how come you didn't abort that child? You're going to be taking advantage of all our services, the government, everybody, that you're going to have help with that child. That's what we've got legalized abortion for. To find out if you're going to have an impaired baby so you can do the right thing. Get rid of it. Oh, we've become a very hard-hearted bunch of people since legalized abortion. Very hard-hearted. And I hate to say this, but you know, I was a registered Democrat before choice came along, before legalized abortion. And now I can't vote Democrat because the Democratic Party has been allowed themselves to be shanghaied by the pro-choice faction. So everybody, it's implied.
What does shanghaied mean?
Shanghaied is just an expression that I grew up with. Taken prisoner, you might say, made to accept a philosophy. It's almost like if you're Democrat, you had better vote your pro-choice. In other words, you had to change your whole philosophy of life so that you believed in legalized abortion to be a Democrat. What kind of nonsense is that?
I never heard of that before.
Well, that's what it amounts to. Because the Democratic Party is pro-choice. And they do not nominate somebody for president who isn't going to go along. And that includes Obama, who had to promise practically the moon when it comes to abortion rights.
Who promised that? Who made that?
Hey, I listen to the news. You don't. Obama even voted 3 times to not to help a child that has somehow survived a botched abortion and needs help to go on living. He voted not to help that child because the mother had made the decision that that child should be killed. And even if it did survive the abortion, it shouldn't be helped. Now, what kind of inhumane idea is that? I mean, this just shows how crazy people can get when it comes to this subject. How many claims that they can make, how far they can go from what this country actually thought it stood for. Everybody has the right to live except the unborn child now. That unborn child is going to go through, the womb has now become one of the most hazardous places there is for a child. Well, it's even more so now when the mother can run down and dispose of it. Up to 9 months. 9 months in this country, you can get an abortion legally. And blacks who support it, I'm sorry to say, but the blacks are taking, African Americans or blacks, are taking the biggest hit of all when it comes to abortion. More of their numbers are being aborted. And that's, you know, to me it's like saying, okay, blacks have been scorned for years for going on welfare, having their kids on welfare, not getting married, and all sorts of things. Well, they've listened, and they're aborting their children now. And I'm sorry to say that this is just another example of prejudice, encouraging minorities to abort their children. So, to me, if you can't, we need a candidate who does understand that abortion is taking a life and respects life and will fight for life because abortion is legal. And that means that this person has got to have the guts and the courage to stand up there and say, this is wrong, this law should be repealed, it should not even exist.
I suppose talking about marijuana medical, this is out of the question, honey.
No,
we're not going to talk about
please,
that.
just don't talk to me. I'm too riled up. It's too upsetting. It's too upsetting. This issue is too upsetting.
Get riled, will you?
It is. Well, you can't help it. You can't help it.
I can help it.
Well, I can't. I can't because, you know, legalized abortion has stopped us even from dealing with a lot of the tough issues like child molesting. We don't even talk about child molesting anymore. That's too tough for us. We can't deal with that because we want easy solutions. We, you know, maybe we could just kill all the child molesters. If you molest, you'll get killed. You know, it's just.
Weren't you molested as a child?
It's just that.
Weren't you molested at 5 years old?
Yes, I was, and I know just how little that issue, domestic violence, alcoholism. I mean, we've got some very tough issues that just, you know, people have become unable to deal with tough issues. They want easy answers, like legalized abortion. They want it solved without them having to make an effort, without them having to do anything, without them having to write, talk, think about something else besides a fast fix like legalized abortion is. So I am going to support Sarah Palin for president. If she's got sense enough to get her mind wrapped around this issue and can fight for it, fight for the life of the unborn, I'll support her.